Hey, you guys, it is that time again to go over what has been happening with median sales price, interest rates, and the overall real estate market for Las Vegas. So, one thing we go over is median sales price. So, this kind of gives you a really good indication. It is not specific to your property, it's just like a benchmark. So, for the city of Las Vegas, for the month of February, we had a median sales price of basically $480,000, which puts Las Vegas at a sales price of exactly where we were a year ago. Now, for those of you who watch my videos or kind of keep up with what's happening in the overall, real estate and the median sales prices and the like, that comes as a little bit of a surprise. It was a little bit of a surprise for me because pretty much every time I come out and I talk about where the price adjustments are when it comes to a single family home or a townhome, the property's values always tend to end up going up, whether by a small margin or by a lot. But this time they're flat for Las Vegas. But you're going to see that we're beginning to get a shift here. So the median sales price for Henderson for the month of February was $535,000, giving them a 5% increase from where they were a year ago. Now, North Las Vegas, they're at $415,000, which, just like I talked about Las Vegas, that puts North Las Vegas at a flat amount from where they were last year. That means no price increase. They're exactly where they were. So to have two cities, Las Vegas and North Las Vegas, to be flat, that's a big change. Something's happening in the real estate market. Now, for those of you who live in Pahrump or pay attention to what's going on in Pahrump had a median sales price of $350,000, putting them at a shocking 3.5% decline from where they were last year. Now, if that comes as a shock to you guys, that's because if you guys have been watching my videos, Pahrump has had like double digits almost every single time I put out an update as to what's happening with the property values from where they were a year ago. So to see them on a decline, I'm like, wow, that's surprising. But I say whatever the price is for Pahrump, take that with a grain of salt. Why do I say that? Well, it's because Pahrump has huge swings when it comes to the median sales price from one month to another. All right, now this is because it's a small city. It's got a small number of properties that end up selling on any given month. All right. Now, with that said, if you're like, wow, $350,000 for median sales price, like that's a steal. And yes, it is definitely lower than what you're going to find in Las Vegas. So I want to remind everybody that if you're looking for a property and you want your housing costs to be, as low as you possibly can kind of, make them, consider looking in Pahrump if you're looking to purchase a property. I say this because Pahrump, the same type of house that you can get in Las Vegas, you can get in Pahrump for about $50,000, $70,000, even sometimes $100,000 less as far as the purchase price. So I'm not trying to push you towards Pahrump. I just want to let you guys know what's out there and what's going on so that you guys are fully informed so that you guys can make the best decision for your guys' situation. Cool? So just food for thought when it comes to, property values in comparison to Las Vegas to Pahrump. Now, how do these four cities compare to the national median sales price? Well, let's check into that. All right, you guys. So this is what's going on with the median sales price for the overall United States. So they're at about $434,000, up at about 4% from where they were a year ago. Now, we went over what was going on with Las Vegas median sales price at $480,000. So you can see there that Las Vegas median sales price is much higher than where the national average is. Now, Henderson is obviously way above, and North Las Vegas is slightly below at about $15,000 to maybe $18,000 as far as the median sales price goes. Now, I get asked a lot, what are we in? Are we in a buyer's market or are we in a seller's market? Now, based on what I'm seeing, right now we're still in a seller's market, but moving forward, I expect that things are really beginning to change, shifting to a buyer's market. Now, right now it's a seller's market because still demand is a bit higher than what the supply of homes are. Prices are always dictated by supply and demand. So right now we still have a low supply, but that is changing. So I am seeing that the supply of homes, the number of properties that are listed for sale are actually going up. Now, the amount of homes that are up onto the market or being put onto the market has changed drastically from where we were this time last year. With properties in the city of Las Vegas, the number of homes have increased by, meaning the number of homes put onto the market are up by 30%. That is huge. And Henderson, they're up by 32%, and North Las Vegas is up by 13%. These numbers are big. I mean, to be double digits as far as the increase of homes on the market, this is why I'm saying that we're getting that shift potentially into a buyer's market, because when you have a lot more properties on the market, these sellers need to compete with one another in order to get their property in escrow and then ultimately sold. So to see 30%, that's huge. Now let's talk about interest rates. Where are interest rates right now? All right, you guys, so this here is what's happening right now with interest rates. We were up here back in the middle of January at our peak, but we ended up popping up above 7%. If this chart will actually cooperate with me. It doesn't want to. All right, well, anyway, so in December, that's when we end up popping above that 7% mark. And we stayed above that all the way up until about, mid-February. But we quickly dropped. So this is helping out some folks. Obviously, it's not that massive of a change to going from 7 to, a 0.25% below into that 6.75. But it definitely does help. And if we continue in this direction, trending down, which if we, in a sense, are continuously getting, more information about the economy slowing down. So all this stuff about tariffs and what Mexico and Canada and other countries are doing in regards to the tariffs that Trump is being put on them, it's going to slow the economy down. And I believe that we may be in a season right now where the economy may continue to keep coming down to the point where you're going to hear a lot of people in the news headlines talking about, are we potentially moving, into a possible recession? That's anyone's guess. We're early into 2025, and what the ultimate effects of these, whether he sustains these tariffs and how the tariffs are going to end up playing out is anyone's guess. I just hearing in the news that there's potential that the economy is really beginning to slow down. And if that continues, we will definitely see interest rates continue that downtrend. So I will keep you guys posted as to what's happening with all of that. But I do expect that some significant changes in the economy are on the horizon. All right, well, let's talk about what's happening with the rental market, right? So if you guys are interested in renting a property or your lease is ending sometime soon, a single family home, a townhouse, a condo, what are they going for right now? Well, a single family home in the city of Las Vegas right now will cost you about $2,200 per month. So what is a $2,200, a month property going to get you? Well, that's about an 1,800 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath place. Now, for that same size property, 1,800, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, that's going to cost you in Henderson, that's going to cost you $2,400. Now, North Las Vegas, that same size property with that number of bedrooms and bathroom will cost you $2,000 a month. Now, if you're looking at a townhouse, that's going to cost you somewhere between $1,800 to $1,900 per month, and that'll get you about a 1,400 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath place. But if you're more interested in a condominium or in a sense an apartment, that's probably going to end up costing you pretty much right there about $1,600 per month. And you're going to be living in about a 1,200 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. So just kind of some light on what's happening with rent rates and the size properties in the various different cities. So what should we expect as far as property values moving into the rest of this year? Well, the housing inventory continues to be much higher than it was last year. And if everything else remains the same, meaning interest rates stay where they're currently at and the economy doesn't go into recession, I expect that home values will level out and that sellers will have to compete a bit more aggressively in order to be able to get their properties sold. But if we do go into a recession, interest rates for a mortgage will definitely fall significantly. And therefore, I expect a lot more properties will end up being put onto the market. So we'll quickly end up moving from a seller's market into a buyer's market, and it'll happen rapidly, especially if the news comes out to where we're like, we're in a recession now. Believe me, things will change really fast with interest rates, and I believe with the supply of homes. So I hope this provides you guys with enough information to assist you guys in your guys' next moves moving through the rest of this year. Now, if you guys have any questions about more specific aspects of the real estate market or about your property in particular, you can reach out to me anytime.